Ah, that's a good one. Okay. Don't look directly into the sun though. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. We're going to do this today. All right. I am so excited to be here. I'm so happy to see everyone. I'm so happy to be back with you. Monday, the 21st. We're coming into Halloween season. It's coming up. Let me see if I can put this a little better. Hang on. Sorry to make you wiggly. All right. I am excited. I know people are always talking about the veil between the worlds. Hello, 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 hello. The veil between the worlds gets thin at this time of the year, and that's true, but it's nothing to be afraid of. It's lots of excitement, and it's time to honor our loved ones. It's time to connect with our loved ones. It's time to relax, and it's time to let go of this power struggle. So we're in the waning, right? We had the waning. We had the full moon on Thursday. Hi. Everyone's coming in. Yay. We had the full moon on Thursday. This is Monday. So we're out of the full moon energy. There is a lot that's going on in the universe of planets in conjunction, planets that are crossing, planets that are in a trine. It's making things a little chaotic up there, okay? And you probably have felt it. Hi. You probably have felt it, right? It's been a little bit chaotic. And here's me. I'm going to be like a two-fisted drinker here. I got water and I got tea. But, so here's the thing. Really the big message that's been coming through to me all day is this time right now that we're in right now is about breathing. It's about taking a breath. It's about trying not to be overreactive and like knee-jerk reactions, right? When people say things to us, because we know here in America we're coming into the election. It's like 2 weeks away. We've got Halloween. It's 1 week away. I never for the life of me understood why they put the election right after Halloween. So there's a lot that's going on. There's a lot of energy that's going on. And the thing that is coming through to me is that it's really important that we all slow it down and we all take a breath, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to say a lot of things, whether they're in this country or in another country, whether it has to do with Halloween or Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, or the election, or there's a whole bunch. It's a general election, right? Every 4 years. So there's amendments and amendments. The states have things. The cities have things. There's a lot. And so whatever it is that's going on around you, I want you... Oh, I was doing so well with the light, and then the sun went behind a cloud. Whatever it is, I want to remind you that as we are now in the waning, energy is coming down, which means that people are going to feel tired. People are going to feel more short-tempered. They're going to feel more stressed. They're going to feel more whatever as we get closer to the election, as we get closer to Halloween. Okay, so this will be another 2 weeks before the new moon comes back around again, which is going to be right around the election time. Let me check. When is it actually going to be? A new moon right around the election. Oh, okay, so on November 1st, so there it is. If you are like me, if you're Jewish, I want to wish you happy Sukkot. This is the time of being outside. You can see my windows are open. The breeze is going. It's beautiful weather here in Florida. But this is also a time where people are getting stressed out, okay? And as the energy is coming down from the full moon time, we get tired, we get drained, and because there's so much activity that's been going on, not the least of which has been all the solar storms. So if you've been following in the news about the, I can make this better right now. If you've been following in the news, following the news. Is that better? No. So if I put my arm here, it makes it better. But it does not, I can't like leave my arm here because that makes it hard to read cards. I'm trying to like shine the light directly in my face and it's still just not working. If you are following with the solar storms, then that solar storms that are creating all these amazing, opportunities to see the northern lights here in the northern hemisphere, which, usually got to be a lot further north. You're seeing people, in like Georgia seeing the northern lights. That's really unusual, but that's happening because of the solar storms. Let me do it like this for just a minute. It's happening, see, then you see, all you get is my arm. So it's happening because of the solar storms. And so we really want to have the opportunity to enjoy the northern lights, but at the same time what happens is that is massive intense energy, right? The solar storms come and that is the coronal mass ejection, okay? That is coming from the sun. It is really big, it is really strong, and it can really mess up our energy. So if you've been feeling like your energy has been kind of prickly, or people around you, their energy has been kind of prickly, then, just understand that there is something bigger going on right now, and it is, has to do with the solar storms. And let me see what else is there. It cannot. And it went off the back of the computer. Anyway, so someday I will get it figured out. So there's just a lot. And so the thing I want to remind you of is breath, right? That somebody says something, or you see it on the news, or someone cuts you off in traffic, or whatever it is, we just stop. We take a breath. We wish that person well, and we move on with our day. Okay, we do not have to get involved, okay? And right now, it's going to be a little bit more prickly, so it is okay for us to just choose not to engage. If there's stuff that you're feeling triggered about with elections or amendments or whatever it is, it's easy to get triggered right now. It's really important that you are honoring yourself and just say, I'm going to do, if you're calling for a candidate, if you are, knocking on doors or whatever it is that you're doing, do what is going to be strengthening and emboldening and supporting to you. And if it's not, just say thank you and pass the baton, okay? It's like, if somebody is passing around a plate of cookies, if you don't want the cookie, then you just say thank you so much and you pass the cookie. You do not have an obligation to take a cookie right now, okay? You never have an obligation to take a cookie. But the thing that is really coming through right now is really this reminder of we have to protect ourselves and our own energy, regardless of what's going to happen on Halloween or on the election or whatever it is. We are protecting ourselves, that we are making sure that our energy is protected. And so whatever that means to you, if you need to take a walk, if you want to phone a friend, if you want to have some tea, I've got me tea. So whatever that is, make sure that you are spending the time to protect self right now, because there's so much energy shifting that's going on, okay? Okay, that's good. That's green passion flower green tea. All right, so do you want to start with, I got Jasmine Boland's, I can't even show it to you because I dropped it off the back side of the computer. Moonology messages. So it was a new deck of cards, new to me, and so I got that. I love that it's got the rainbow on it. We just had Pride here in Orlando this past weekend. I love that. And so we're just going to pull a card from this, because I always like to start with like a couple different decks. So the card is Moon Goddess. This is higher power. There's not numbers on these cards, because I know some of you like to ask me about that. So there's not numbers, but this is just remembering that we're not alone, and just remembering that we have this power, we have this strength to tap into the moon to keep us calm. We are tapping into the energy of the moon because we have the cycles of the moon, and because if you are here, you already have heard me talk about the moon and the energy about that. And so as that is coming down, that is the energy of the moon is coming down. Just make sure that you are, again, self-care, okay? You are a moon goddess or god, however. You are a child of light and love, and you have the opportunity and the obligation and the permission to disengage or engage how it suits your needs, so that you are not obligated to stick around with people who either are going to be hostile or disagree, or, and I'm not saying we don't want to be around people who don't agree with us, because that's small. We want to, we want to have communication with people that have a different viewpoint, because that's how we learn. I had a really, really interesting conversation with my 23-year-old this morning, and this afternoon I will say he woke up at 2. Must be nice. But it was just really fascinating because we had a different opinion, and so it was really interesting to hear where he's coming from, because he's a totally different generation. He sees the world in a totally different way. And one of the things that I've learned is when I open up to hearing how he perceives the world, it's really, really enlightening. So let's make sure that we understand that people have different views, and that is not a bad thing, but we also give ourselves permission to engage or not engage in a way that is going to serve us. Okay, you do not have to stay in a situation where somebody has got you cornered at a gathering and wants to talk your ear off about a viewpoint or whatever it is. Okay, make sure that you are using this time as the energy is coming down from the full moon. That energy can feel very draining. Make sure that you are drinking enough water. Make sure you're putting enough nutrients in. Fruit is really essential. Make sure that you are taking good care of your health, because your physical health will absolutely have an effect on your mental health, and vice versa. So you want to make sure that in this is, because this is a challenging one right now, because there's so much that is going on with what the planets, and we've got Saturn and Venus and Pluto all moving around. Those are some big heavy hitters, and so they move a lot of energy. We want to make sure that we are, again, protecting ourselves. So we have this Moon Goddess card, we have this higher power card, which reminds us that we are in charge of our own energy, right? We are in charge of how we are allowing things to affect us, what things we're engaging in and not engaging. Okay, so we're going to move on. I want to try and keep these pieces, the beginning parts, a little shorter so that we can get to the cards a little sooner. And so we have the messages from the animal spirits, because I always like to check in with the animals and see what's going on. There's been a lot of animal movement around where we live, which is not always like, I'm in the suburbs. It's not like I'm, there are some, wild spaces, but not a ton. But there's been a lot of movement going on. So we just want to check in and see what's going on. This is the grouse card. It says, express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. Okay, so this is a grouse. A grouse is a bird. Okay, so this is express yourself by movement and dance, through movement and rhythm by drumming and dancing. And I love this because this reminds us about self-care. Okay, this card is reminding us about self-care, but it's also reminding us about connecting. It's about connecting. Here we have Moon Goddess, right? So this card is about connecting, but it's about connecting the ways that serve us. Okay, so that you do not have to connect. Now, again, I'm not ever advocating being closed-minded. We want to be as open-minded as we can. So if somebody invites you to a yoga or a chanting or a drum circle or what have you, and we probably missed the drum circles because they were really a full moon or a new moon thing, but if somebody offers you the opportunity to participate in something new and you feel a curiosity or even a little bit of trepidation, as long as it's safe, like you're not gonna, get suddenly whisked into an ayahuasca thing that you didn't, sign up for. Just allow yourself the opportunity to try new things. But this is expressing yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. Now, drumming and dancing can mean a lot of different things. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to start break out in the salsa in your kitchen. It can also mean just allowing yourself to go with the flow. It can also remind you to get out in nature and to hear the sounds of the nature, right? I love listening to the birds outside my windows because they have such different sounds, and they do make this kind of rhythm that goes on, and then you put the little chirps of the squirrels in and all different things. So allow yourself to be connected to what is going on around you. So this card isn't really about, getting up and doing the salsa. This card is about allowing yourself to be flowy and free and move with what's going on around you. Now, this also reminds you, because the grouse is a bird that has wings, it also reminds you that you can get up and go if you are finding yourself that you are not in the right place. If you are not in a place that is lifting you or somehow nurturing you, or you're not feeling safe, any of those things, you have the opportunity to get up and go. All right, I'm going to try one more thing with a Post-it note. Hang on a second. It doesn't work. Wait. No. It's not working. Give me your Post-it note. Hang on. I'm just trying to see if we can fix our lights. No. All right, so we're going to move on. Okay, so we're going to move on to, and the Post-it note fell off the back of the computer. So, hi, Bonnie. All right, so we're going to continue on with our cards for the collective. And I really felt called today for James Van Prague's messages and the guides. So we're going to work with that today. And so we'll do some collective card readings, and then we will do the individual card readings. So, so thank you, Chris, for that explanation. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And we will do those cards in just a minute. And Chris Judd, before I forget, I want to make sure that you and I get on a phone call this afternoon so that we can catch up on a couple things. I'm very excited. All right. So we're going to do a couple of these messages from the guides. I love these cards because they're just, I just love the colors. I love the messages. I just feel like they're such beautiful, uplifting cards. So, all right. So what do we need to know this week to keep us with our heads on straight and keep our feet on the ground? So we want to practice moderation. This is great. This is a great reminder. Okay, so this is practice moderation because, as I was saying, there's a whole lot of stuff that's going on right now. Oh, thank you. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going on right now, so we want to make sure. And this is we've got the orange and the yellow, right? So the orange is going to be our sacral chakra, keeping us grounded, keeping us connected to our bodies, keeping us connected to what's real and not getting caught up in what's not. And we have the yellow, which is the solar plexus, and you see these things are going through, going up. This yellow, this is how we are. This solar plexus is how we feel about ourselves, how we relate to, it's like self-esteem, self-worth. And so we want to always see these things as going up. And so this is practice moderation, which is really important, as we were talking about how things are going to be a little bit intense right now, coming down from this full moon, coming into that Dia de los Muertos, Halloween, the election in America, and all of these things. So we want to make sure that we are really like, if you need to step up and get up and walk away from a place, then please give yourself permission to do it. Okay, this is really important for this week. And what else is going to be like a challenge for us this week is, I love this. What else do we need to know that's going to be a challenge this week to be prepared? It says worry is a wasted emotion. Worry is a wasted emotion. This is so important. Worry is a wasted emotion because truly, if you're worried about the election, or if you're worried about, the month end, or you're worried about whatever it is, if you have done everything that you can do in a situation to affect change, or at least plant your flag or be part of a solution, then the next step is we take a breath and we just let it go. Okay. Now here's one more thing that we actually do. Okay, we take that breath. We've done everything tangible we can do. We take that breath, and then we can ask the universe, what else can I do to move myself forward? Now, we're not talking about something on a national scale, okay? But this is for something, because there's too many variables, okay? So there's where we can say, for our own goals or our own path, to be able to say, what else can I do to move myself forward on this path? Okay, so we let go of worry, because worry, as you can see, this got the clouds, right? And most of these cards are done with like the colors for chakras, but this is very specifically the clouds. But if you can look very carefully into the cards, you can see there's these lines, these very fine lines that tells us, and if you've ever heard me talk about the tapestries, right? So you look at a tapestry and it's got this beautiful picture on the front of it, and then on the back of it, it's like this mess of knots and things, because this is what spirit and the universe and our angels, guides, and loved ones, they're looking down on the beautiful tapestry, and they know exactly where to stick that little needle to come through to finish making the picture, this beautiful thing. And we look at the back of it and we're like, what is going on? And they're like, no, we know exactly what we're doing, and they're doing, okay? So we look at this, and you look at the lines here, that is so like the tapestry, right? That the little, the threads of the needle point are going exactly where they need to go. Chris says, one of the messages from the wall says, worry is a misuse of your imagination. That's a great quote. It is. Worry is a misuse of your imagination, because worry, what happens with worry is first of all, it's a low vibration energy, but second of all, worry is about giving our power away. When we worry, we are saying to the universe, I don't know what to do. I can't do anything. I'm helpless in this situation. And so what this is talking about is worry is a wasted emotion. This is talking about that we have so much more power than we think to affect change. Now, can we as one individual person affect something as large as the election? No, maybe not. But what we can do is affect our circle, our bubble. And then you've heard me say this, where though we drop the pebble in the water and we cavitate, right, and the rings join up, and you drop a pebble and I drop a pebble, and I make rings in the water and you make rings in the water, and our rings bump, and then they push out and make bigger rings. Okay, so we have the ability to affect change here inside, we have the ability to make change with the next person, and we have the ability to affect change with who we're going to bounce into the next person and the next person. Remember those old commercials about the shampoo, and she told 2 friends, and she told 2 friends, and she told 2 friends, right? And all of a sudden there's like 57 people. So we have the ability to make change in a much more profound way, perhaps not on a what do you need kind of a genie in the bottle national scale, but if we focus on how can we move ourselves forward on our path and keep our vibrations high, then that is going to cavitate off the next person that we meet, which is going to bounce and cavitate for them and cavitate for them and cavitate for them. And we start this chain of love, a chain of acceptance and joy and gratitude, and a chain of positive energy. Worry is a negative energy that is about giving away our power. But love and joy and gratitude is about claiming our power, keeping our power, and knowing that there's always something that we can do. Maybe because we're using the election as an analogy right now, that you can make phone calls for your favorite candidate, or go knock on doors, or hand out flyers or something. You might be able to staff, help out at the election, at the polls, or answer questions. I know they pay pretty good money for those kind of things. Can you share articles? Can you help, people know where their polling places are? So just in using this as an analogy, there's so much that we can do that when we allow ourselves to feel helpless, it is misleading, and we are lying to ourselves, and we are disregarding everything the universe is trying to show us. So when we get into that place where we're like, okay, we stop and we say, okay, what do I need to know? What can I do to help move myself forward on this path right now? Okay, and we ask the universe to come back in for co-creation. So we have this second card that is, what is this, what do we need to be aware of this week that does not get us sucked in? Like, where's our speed bump going to be? Where's our obstacle that we need to be prepared for? And this is, worry is a wasted emotion, and worry is about giving away our power. So we want to make sure that we are keeping our power. We are staying higher in our vibrations. We're staying connected with the higher powers of the universe, because they know so much more than what's going on than what we do. And we don't need to worry. It doesn't serve us in any kind of way. Okay, so all right, so we're going to move on to what else do we need to know to finish the week strongly, right? So we always ask the question of, what's going on this week we need to be aware of. Okay, practice moderation. Okay, where is a speed bump going to be? What is an obstacle we need to be aware of? And that's, worry is a wasted emotion. And what is the thing we need to know that's going to help tie this up in a bow and help us finish the week in a strong way? And this is, don't relinquish your power. Okay, so we literally were just discussing this with worry is giving our power away. So this is a reminder of where we are and where we might be, of how are we giving our power away, either intentionally or unintentionally, knowingly or unknowingly. Where are we giving away our power? So we want to make sure that we can, I don't want to be around negative people either, but sometimes we're going to encounter them if we go out into the world. So knowing how we can protect ourselves by just, saying, wow. I love that one. When you just let people get like some kind of upset or some kind of crazy reaction, and we just go, wow. Because it's not like, I have not expressed an opinion. And I just don't even have to say a word. Just be like, wow. Now, if you want to engage, because we have a lot of opinions going on right now, like I said, with the elections coming up, to be able to ask the question, it is a very polite question to say, so what is it that makes you feel that way? Now, be careful, because you might be getting an earful. So, but if you have somebody that you really care about and you would like to understand them from a better perspective, like I said, I had this really important conversation with my son today because he sees the world in a different way. And I said to him, so what is it that makes you feel that way? Where do you get this belief? Where does this come from? What is it that makes you feel this way or believe this way? And he was able to share some things with me. And we forget that he's 23, I'm 55. There's a very different perspective shift. When I was 23 years old, the world was a very, very different place than the world that he is navigating right now at 23 years old. So it's really important that if we choose to engage in those conversations, to be able to say, I wonder what makes you feel that way. And know that, you still have the power to walk away that says, oh, okay, well, I really appreciate you explaining it to me. I got to go do something else now. But if you can't You don't even want to get involved in the conversation. It is totally safe to be like, huh, wow, okay. Okay, you get to leave, but remember that we want to be aware of where we are giving our power away. So we want to make sure that we are not giving our power away intentionally, unintentionally, or knowingly or not knowingly. And remember, worry is giving our power away. So we want to make sure we're not giving our power away, especially unknowingly or unintentionally. I don't want to give power to somebody who's going to be all negative and poop all over to, my good mood. I want to make sure that I am keeping my power. So when we're looking at the situations as we're reacting with people and we're coming into contact with people, because right now it's a lot of energy that's moving around, and the energy is sinking, the energy is coming down from that full moon time. So people are going to be more short-tempered, they're going to be a little bit more tired, we're going to be a little bit more exasperated. So we want to be prepared and make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. We're sleeping enough, we're drinking enough, we're getting a little exercise if that works for you, and we are making sure that we are being patient and compassionate with others, because we're going to say, okay, yeah, we're like, I get you. Like, I'm just, and so my husband has been dealing with a neck issue, and it's making him kind of a bit of a bear. And so I was like, I just kind of walked away, like, to give him some space, because I didn't have to be, because I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. He's in pain. And we get that. That can make us short-tempered, right? And I just said, I'm just going to give him some space. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just giving you space. He's like, I know, I'm grumbly, I'm sorry. And, but we can just give that space. And it is okay for us to take that space. And I think that's the biggest thing, that we forget that we have permission for ourselves to take the space that we need. We get to occupy space. And if we don't want to occupy this space, go pick a different one. Okay? And so that's about taking your power, to say, okay, you're going to be a grumbly bear. I don't need to stand here for this. You work out whatever you need to do what you're supposed to do today, and I'm going to be over here not being a grumbly bear. Okay? So it's really important that we're looking at those situations to say, okay, where am I giving my power away, and make sure that I am, that we are protecting our energy, protecting our space, protecting who we're allowing in our space, which is not about being closed off to people who have a different opinion. It's about energy, right? It's about protecting us from people who might be rude or just have an energy that doesn't align with us, okay? So it isn't about ignoring, like, I'm not talking about tribalism, but I am where we don't want to talk to anybody who doesn't agree with us. That's not what I'm talking about. But I am talking about protecting your energy. So if you're not in a space where you're feeling like your energy is protected or safe, then you want to make sure that you give yourself that space to, put that. Now, to put that little barrier, whether that's a barrier of space, it might be a barrier of crystals. Somebody has said, like my bracelets, I'll tell you, I wear my Labradorite bracelet every single day. And I also have some selenite in my bra. And then I also have in my earrings, you'll see I wear these earrings so often. I love these earrings. They are aquamarine and moonstone and labradorite. So I wear them all the time because they just have the most magnificent energy. So what can you do to protect yourself, your energy, so that you are able to move through this challenging time, this challenging energetic time, that you can protect yourself that way? All right, so let's move along. We'll do some cards. So, okay, I saw some requests. I go in order, but I don't like for people to jump the line. It's not fair. So we're going to, we'll open up right now. Well, who doesn't keep their crystals in their bra? I suppose men, they maybe put in their pockets. So, I don't know. I've been keeping my crystals in my bra for so long, it's hard to even know, like, that's not normal. So, so I think we should all keep our crystals in a place that's handy for us, wherever that works. So, all right, we're going to start with Belinda, Ellen, and Maria. All right, we've got Belinda. Now, remember, you don't have to tell me Belinda's got crystals in her bra. Whoop, whoop. So you don't have to tell me your question. Just make sure you have that question for you when it's your turn. And the cards, I love to call the cards the little eavesdroppers. They are going to handle the rest for us. So we have got Belinda. So Belinda, this card is practice moderation. I did put it back into the deck, so I'm going to pull another one just because we had, you already heard me talk about this one. So I'm going to pull another one for you. So this is still that orange sacral chakra and the yellow of the solar plexus, to make sure that you are that you are valuing, keeping yourself grounded and valuing your self-esteem, self-worth, and protecting your self-space. But so the second card that I pulled for Belinda, I don't normally pull 2 cards, but we had literally just had that card in the group. So this is knowing your truth. And so Belinda, this is, you got crystals in your bra, you know who you are, you know what you need. So lean into that and honor that. And remember, you're staying grounded, right? But you also don't forget that you're so busy being grounded, don't forget to connect into the higher guidance, right? To know that you're doing all the practical things, right? Staying grounded, got the crystals, all the things, but don't forget that co-creation and collaboration is a very big part of keeping us grounded, okay? So you've got your earth, your base chakras colors up top, and you've got your higher chakras, the more energetic chakras at the bottom. So this is reminding you, don't forget that you're still a spiritual being in a human body. So you're doing all the human-y things. You want to make sure that you are still taking care of the spiritual, that you're doing all the right things to stay grounded and protected, but don't forget to work in co-creation and co-collaboration, okay? So we want to make sure that you're not forgetting that you're still spirit in human, okay? All right, so we've got Ellen. And then Maria. All right, so we've got Ellen. So Ellen, this is take responsibility for your actions. Now this is not like a naughty card, okay? This is not a card going, what'd you do wrong? Okay, this is saying claim your space. Because remember, look, you've got all this green, which is the heart chakra. Green is also about adventure, money, health. So, oh, you're so welcome, Belinda. You're so welcome. So, Ellen, this is all about the about wealth and adventure and having new adventures and heart health and also just health. But this is also, you've got the orange and the yellow inside. So you've heard me talk about that, the sacral and the solar plexus already. But this is taking responsibility. So it isn't like, oh, you were naughty, you need to be responsible. This is about owning your space. Okay, so this is so much about, hey, shush. This is so much about owning your own space and making sure that you are being responsible for what's going on around you. The mailman is here. Okay, can we be done? Thanks, Archie! That's Archie, my mailman. Okay, can you be done now? Okay, can you be done? Can you be done? This is Bo. Y'all have probably met Bo before. Okay. Okay, so Ellen, again, it's just about owning your space, making sure that you're being responsible for what's going on around you and what you're tolerating. Okay, so that isn't about you did anything wrong. It's just about, what are you allowing? So we talked about where we're giving our power away, right? And so this is really about making sure that you're not giving your power away, so that you get to be responsible for what's going on around you and in your space and who you're allowing to come into that space. So, okay, so we've got Maria and we've got Chris. And Bonnie. All right, so Maria. All right, Maria, you have live your bliss. Now this is so interesting. You're welcome, Ellen. Oh, I love the jack-o'-lantern emoji. So this is live your bliss. Now, Maria, you heard me just talk about these exact same colors. Okay, so this is telling you exactly the same thing about taking responsibility for your actions, but this is also reminding you that you get to choose the things that make you happy and bring you joy, and that you get to make those choices, and that these choices are going to be aligned in love and health and abundance, and in that green of prosperity and adventure, but also in alignment. This is reminding you, Maria, about being in alignment with what is the core of you. Make sure that you are choosing your bliss that is in alignment with who you are and who you want to be. Okay, so that you are not being something that you think you're expected to be for somebody else or somebody else wants you to be. You are being your most authentic self. And when you do that, the rest of it is going to come into alignment. So Maria, you be the best Maria that you can be, and everything else will figure itself out. Okay? All right. So, all right, Chris wants a card on what do I need to do to resolve all the things, please. All right, all the things, huh? Hey. When I say to him, he goes, you are so welcome, Maria. You are so welcome. All right, Chris wants to resolve. Hey, you quit it. He is so expressive in his face. It's hilarious. So, Chris, this card for all the things. And I love this because this is all the things. Like attracts like. So if you are staying in that place of, like attracts like, baby. If you are staying in this place of, okay, co-creation, collaboration, harmony, joy, gratitude, like attracts like. Okay, so if you're allowing, so it feels like we need to have a little bit of a sit down time that is Chris time to be able to be like, okay, I'm a little out of balance. I've given some power away. I need to take some power back. I need to reconnect with my, ground in the earth and connect to the, eye in the sky so that I can get reconnected, regrounded so that what I'm attracting is what I actually want rather than attracting, where'd it go? I would put it back in the deck. The worry card, which is, as we all discussed, a pointless negative emotion, right? So this is reminding you that like attracts like, and so that you get to, and we've been talking a lot about control today, right? We've been talking all about personal responsibility and control. So this is reminding you that you are going to get to decide what is it that you want to attract in the situation to resolve all the things. Are we going to stay in that place of worry, lack, frustration, and fear, or are we going to sit down, we're going to change our energy, we might do the cups ritual, we're going to sit down, we're going to change our energy, we're going to shift, we're going to ask the universe, okay, how can I attract the things that I want to attract to help me move forward in this situation? Okay, well, like attracts like. So we just got to shift the energy a little bit, shift it back to that place of love and gratitude. It can be very challenging, I know, when you get into the day and everything is like pounding on top of you, and it's like, oh God, I just cannot take one more dang thing. It is really, really challenging for us to say, okay, let me get back to love and gratitude. And so I get it. I get it. And I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. But even when we can start with a place of, I am alive, I am breathing, my parents are alive, and maybe not in the greatest way with my mom this week, but my parents are alive and healthy. My kids are great. My dog is barking. My kids are great. Like what? What things can we start with? Even the little tiny things that we can start with, and having our family and stuff is not a tiny thing. But what things can we start with that we can allow to build? When we start to shift our energy, we don't sit down from a place of overwhelm and financial stress and anger and frustration and all those different things. We don't just sit down and go, poof, gratitude. No, let's get real. We sit down and we say, okay, how can I change my energy? And we say, okay, where can I start? We start with little baby steps and we say, I am grateful for the breath. I am grateful for this chair that I'm sitting on, because otherwise I'd be sitting on the floor. I am grateful for the dogs that I adore that are barking like maniacs. I am grateful for whatever. We start with the littlest things, and what happens is we shift our energy one step at a time. The other thing I'll tell you, when you have that issue of like feeling completely overwhelmed and not, when it feels struggly to, yes, I made the word up, when it feels struggly to shift your energy, call up somebody else. Call up somebody else and say, hey, I was thinking about you and I'd love to be able to do something nice for you. And so I just wanted to call. You don't need to spend money. You don't need anything. Just call and say, listen, I was thinking about you and I just wanted to let you know I love you. You're important to me. And I just wanted to send some love your way. Because what happens is when we start to feel everything coming down on our heads and our energy is so low, we get in here, right? And we forget to be in here. And when we can call up somebody else and just say, hey, I was thinking about you today and I just want you to know you're important and I love you and I hope you're doing great. That can be enough that we have put the light and love into their circle, right? We dropped the pebble in the pond, their circle, our circle came out, right? We dropped the pebble in the water and our water went out and hit them and cavitated and it's going to bunk back off. And that can be enough to bounce back that positive energy to us. So even though it doesn't sound self-serving, sometimes it is, and that is okay, that we can use that good energy cavitation, that we are blessing someone else. We are getting the bounce back of that energy to help lift us up. Because you know what happens if you're ever like on the trampoline, right? You okay. So you bounce, and every time that you go, you get a little higher, or on the swing set, right? You get a little higher because you're bouncing off that thing, and you're pushing yourself. You're taking the energy and you're using it to push to make more energy, and you're using it to push to make more energy. So I understand that when we feel like we can't just sit down and go, okay, because that's not reality. But we can do a few things. One is we breathe. Second, we start with the very small things that we are grateful for, and we let them get bigger, bigger, bigger. And third, we ask the universe, what can I do right now to help shift the situation, to help move forward in the situation? And we can also reach out to somebody else, because when we take the light and the focus off of us, we put it on someone else, we put light out into the world. And you know that saying, all that you put out into the world will come back to you 100-fold? That's the truth, because that's the law of reciprocity. So we put our energy out even when we don't feel like it. We take the focus off of ourselves, we put it on someone else, we bless somebody else, and we have that bounce back that allows us to go higher every single time. Okay. We love Diana Sumter because she's the glitter, right? We love Diana Sumter with the glitter. She says spray yourself with glitter. She's got a little hairspray can full of glitter. So Diana Sumter said, when you're having a rough day, spray yourself with glitter, because you can't be sad or mad if you're wearing glitter. That is the truth, the truth, the truth. Of course, then you have glitter everywhere and you have to clean it up. But, you know, whatever. We love Diana. She's so fun. All right. Who was next after Chris Judd? I can't believe you remember that. That's so fun. All right. So Bonnie. We've got Bonnie and Lynette. Just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Bonnie and Lynette. All right. So we've got Bonnie. All right, Bonnie, make each day count, Bonnie. So, minor details. So, Bonnie, we want to make every day count, okay? And this is not like I got to run a marathon today. I got to get 97 things done. I got to. No, this is about green heart energy. But this is a blue-green, okay? This is teal, this is blue-green. So blue-green energy, this blue-green is the heart, the health, the vitality, the abundance, the heart chakra, the adventure. But the blue is also the throat, right? We have the throat chakra where we're saying our truth, we're speaking our authenticity, we're speaking our truth. And so, Bonnie, when we look at this, it is, what is it that, wait, where am I? Yes, Bonnie. So we're looking at this, and we're saying, what is it that is going to make your life have meaning, okay, that's going to be meaningful to you in your life? Oh, now I get hiccups. Okay, so it isn't like, oh my God, live every day like your last, whatever, like, because I got to do 1,000 things. No, because that puts a lot of pressure on ourselves. We don't need to put all the pressure on ourselves. We want to make the day meaningful for us. We want to make the day meaningful for each other, right? And again, we talked about that bounce back, right? So what is it that is going to be important today that is not pay the bills? What is something that's going to be meaningful to you today, that's going to bring meaning, that's going to do the bounce back for you to say, hey, let me put something for somebody else that's going to be meaningful, that's going to be meaningful for me. Like, what is the thing that you were like, man, if I only had time, I would totally be doing that? Well, do you have time to do it a little? Like, what is it that is going to bring meaning into the life that is not just work, family, job, bills, whatever? Find something else. Allow yourself that place that has a thing that fills your bucket back up. You are wanting to have something to fill in, because your bucket you're giving out to everybody else. We want to make sure we're bringing back in, getting the bucket full back up. Okay? So, Bonnie, this is a reminder that you're not doing anything wrong, but you have the opportunity. You're allowed to get your bucket full. Okay? You're allowed to bring in blessings, to do the things that are going to bring joy and happiness to you. You bring a lot of joy and happiness to a lot of people. This is an opportunity to remember that you get to have some fun too. Okay? All right. Lynette and Tracy. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So Lynette. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, a jumper for Lynette. Okay? Jumper cards. Lynette. Your beliefs are right for you, Lynette. So stick to yourself. Stick to your I don't like to say stick to your guns, but I'm not really sure what else to say. Stick to your vibes. Stick to your vibes. Okay? Stick to your beliefs. Stick to, know that you are living in your most authentic self, and that this is encouraging you to continue to do that you are going forward in your way. Okay? So you are lighting up the darkness for those around you. You have your root chakra, your root chakra. There's not technically a hot pink chakra, but I always like to say that this is around the heart, and that this is our general aura of love. Okay, and then you have the purple down here, which is your third eye, your crown chakra, your higher guidance. So you have worked really hard, Lynette, to come into the place where you know who you are Stick to your beliefs, stick to your vibe. What is it they say? Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So stick to your beliefs, sticks to your vibration, sticks to your energy, stick to the path, stay in your lane, because you are absolutely on the right track, Lynette. You are absolutely on the right track. You have worked hard to figure out who you are and who you want to be and how you want to show up in the world. And this is a real confirmation that says you are doing things right for you. Okay, and you don't have to be doing things the right for anybody else, and nobody else has to do, your way just because that's working for you. It's working for you. Yay. God bless. Fantastic. If it's working for you, stick with it. Okay, so you stay in your lane. Don't worry about comparativitis or whatever. Don't worry about trying to live up or measure up or compare to other people, and just make sure that you are staying in your lane, running your race, and enjoying your journey. Okay, all right, that's for my friend Lynette. And we're going to have Tracy. All right. Tracy. Ooh, Journey Within. So this is very green, Tracy. Journey Within. So maybe it's time for you to learn something new, Tracy. Maybe it's time for you to grab a new journal. Maybe it's time for you to have a little bit of introspection. Maybe it's time for you to reassess some of the choices that you have been making or have made from this 2024 year, because we're coming to the end of 2024. This is a time for really taking the stock of like who we are and how we showed up in 24, and what do we want to do, who do we want to be as we want to go forward. So Tracy, again, it's not that you're doing anything wrong, 100% not. That is all green, abundance, heart energy, financial abundance. This is about new adventures. Green is also about new adventures. Aventurine sits right on my desk. Big green aventurine, because this attracts abundance, but it's also about new adventures, which helps us to be open to new opportunities that are coming. And so Tracy, the reason we want to get a little bit of clarity about that journey within is because new opportunities are coming. We want to be prepared for them. We don't want to be like, oh my gosh, a new opportunity. I have to get my hair cut and get my nails done and lose 20 pounds and buy a new dress. No, we're saying, oh, a new opportunity? That's great. Let's go. Okay, so this is where Journey Within is. And so we're making sure that we are ready. We know who we are. We know what path we're on. We know what we're trying to attract. We know how we're collaborating with the universe, so that when we get the opportunity to move forward, we're like, let's do it. I've been waiting for this. Right? So Tracy, totally on the right track, but make sure that you've got your, that you know who you are and you know what it is you want to attract, because it's coming. It's coming. All right, we're going to do one more card. We do one more card for the collective before we finish it up. So we'll do one card for the collective energy for everybody. You are so welcome, Miss Lynette. Hello, my friend Monica in California. Hello, beautiful friend. All right, so we have our card. This is, I just love when the cards are like, get it right. So it says, look, it's the whole rainbow, and it says, you are here for a reason. You are here for a reason. And everything we've been talking about today was about taking our power back, and I love you too. Taking our power back and making sure that we are claiming our space, claiming our energy, claiming that power back, keeping ourselves grounded and keeping protection of our vibration. Make sure that we are not spending time on low vibration energies, that we are staying with gratitudes and how we get there. This is all about taking our power back. And this is so much of you are here for a reason. And yes, and Monica literally just got here. So woohoo! So you are here for a reason. So just know, with all the things, just know that you are so incredibly loved. Regardless of when you got here, you are so incredibly loved. I do want to take 1 minute and just remind you that if you head over to journeywithin.org, and I can put that in the chat, journeywithin.org, you'll see the class that I'm going to be teaching is for light workers. And if you just go on the website, journeywithin.org, if you go into the classes and events and you scroll down, the class is going to start in November 12th. It's 3 Tuesdays in a row, and it is all about building your business. Okay, so if you are a light worker, a healer, an entrepreneur of any stripe, this is the opportunity for you to come and spend 6 hours, not all at once, 3 Tuesdays in a row, and spend 6 hours to learn A to Z, soup to nuts. How do you build your business? How do you attract clients? How do you talk to people? How do you book people? How do you follow up with people? How are you doing taxes? How are you doing social media? All the things to help you build your business so that you can, yes, it is on my Facebook page as well. Yes. So you can go to journeywithin.org and sign up for the class so that you can be part of this, whatever kind of a business that you are trying to start, thinking of starting, have started, maybe a little bit stuck, maybe not sure what to do next. This is a great opportunity to come and spend 6 hours of education time and really learn so much about how to set up your business and how to get it off the ground. I'm on the journey, and fantastic. I would be thrilled to have you. So awesome. And so always, you are here for a reason. Maybe that's the reason you just showed up. You are here for a reason. All the colors of the rainbow, because you are a magnificent person, spirit, soul, light, love from the universe, inhabiting an amazing human person. And it is a joy to have all of you in our community of light. Always, always remember how very much you are loved, and I will see you next week. Mwah!